Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Blanco the Slime, and first and foremost, I wanted to wish a happy Thanksgiving to all my subscribers and everybody that is watching this video. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. I hope you guys are staying warm and fed, and I hope there's a whole lot of food on the table, and I hope you guys have a really good time with your family and spend your holidays with your loved ones, right? But anyway, we do have a lot to cover on GTA Online. Of course, Black Friday sales are running rampant right now in GTA Online, so we are going to cover the best things to buy for the Black Friday sale. But I do want to say, disclaimer, keep in mind, the new DLC for GTA is dropping next month. So with that being said, you should only be buying these things if you have a whole ton of money that you can purchase these things and still be good for that DLC coming next month. Don't run through all your money and then be broke next month. But as always, before we get started with today's video, hit that like and subscribe button. It takes 1 second of your time and really helps the channel grow. Now, we do have 35 sales this week for Black Friday, so bear with me as I go through them. We're going to start with the 50% off. And first up, we have the Buckingham Luxor, then followed up by the Buckingham Luxor Deluxe, and then we have the Buckingham Swift and also the Swift Deluxe, the Benefactor Serrano, the Weaponized Canada, the Canis Kalahari, the Coil Cyclone 2, the Deluxo, that's a pretty good vehicle right there. Then of course we have also the Declasse Vigero ZX, the Dubaci Vapid GT, the Emperor ETR1, Gradiatali GTO Stinger TT, the Stromberg, that's a pretty good vehicle as well. One of my personal favorites, the Weaponized Ignis, I would definitely suggest picking that one up. That's one of the best cars in the game. And then we have the OG Classic Presser Mark 1. So that's not the Mark 2, that's going to be the Mark 1. And then we have the Toreador and the Hitachi Drag, the HSW bike, obviously. And then the Vapid Bullet. So that's 50% off. Then at 40% off, we have the Super Yacht and all the upgrades. So if you are looking to buy a Super Yacht, now would be the time. And then we also have the Mammoth Avenger at 40% off. So two pretty cool sales. That includes all the upgrades and stuff like that. Now, we also have businesses at 35% off. That's going to be all hangars, 35% off. So if you're looking to get a hangar, now's the time. It's definitely one of the best businesses in the game. And then, of course, we have all salvage yards as well. Will be 35% off along with the hangars. So now's the time to get salvage yards if you haven't yet. We have the B11 Strike Force also on 40% off, the P966 Laser. And then we have another business. We have all arcades at 30% off. So again, if you don't have the arcade, now's the time to get one. Then we have the Ennis ZR350, the F-160 Raiju Jet. That's probably the most recommended vehicle in the entire game. I would definitely suggest getting it while it is on sale. Then we have the Prosian Emerist, the Thrax, and the Niobe. And then we have the open wheel vehicles. That's going to be the BR8, the DR1, the R88, and the PR4. So, woo! That was a mouthful, but those are all the sales for Black Friday. Behind me now is going to be the Podium Vehicle for this week. It is based off the Honda S2000 in real life, so definitely a pretty cool car. You want to head to the casino this week if you do want it. It is a pretty cool car, and I think it's worth almost like $1.5 million or something, so it's a pretty expensive car. But anyway, I want to touch back on those Black Friday sales. Honestly, the only ones I would really go for is the businesses, of course. If you don't have the hangar, the arcade, or a salvage yard, I would suggest buying those businesses while they're on sale if you don't have them, and of course getting the upgrades. But also the Weaponized Ignis and the F-160 Raiju Jet. So as you can see, we didn't get the car. But yeah, man, the F-160 Raiju Jet and the Weaponized Ignis are probably the only two vehicles I would really suggest buying this week. Unless you're balling, like I got over 100 mil, so I could kind of buy a decent amount of stuff with this Black Friday sales and still have enough for the DLC. But you don't want to drain your pockets with the DLC coming next month. So if you like some stuff this week, please keep in mind the DLC is coming next month. Moving on to the LS Car Meet Prize Ride. I honestly don't know the name of this car, and I'm not interested to know. I mean, if you guys want to comment down below what the name of this car is, go ahead and do so. Honestly, I don't really care much for it. I don't even know what the requirements are to unlock it this week. I just got to be real with you guys, man. I'm not even going to cap. But for the HSW test track vehicle, we do have the Panade de la Cruz, I believe it's pronounced. It's a really good car, but again, with the new DLC coming next month, I actually would not suggest buying it. I don't think it's, such a game changer that you should drain your funds right before a DLC. Now, that's a different story for this vehicle right here in the middle, because of course this is the Canis Seminole. Now this, if you don't know, is the greatest vehicle in the history of GTA Online, so you must buy it. And then of course the Obey 9F Cabrio is also a good option. Pretty cheap cars, so I honestly would suggest getting these two if you have a little bit of money, but definitely the Canis Seminole. If you don't know that the Canis Seminole is the best car in the game, then you're missing out, man. The Canis Seminole is the absolute monster. And like I said, they're both cheap cars, so if you have a little bit of money, I would honestly suggest buying both of them. They're pretty iconic and they don't cost too much, so they shouldn't really hurt your chances of buying whatever you want from the DLC that's coming next month. Now, in connection to the arcade being 35% off, like we discussed earlier, the reason I said I would suggest maybe buying one this week is because the Diamond Casino Heist is actually going to be, have the Diamond Target this week, meaning you can make a pretty good amount of money. Now, I'm not sure if it's only guaranteed the first time or if it's every time. You guys can try it and let me know. Honestly, I have so much money in this game that I'm probably not going to waste my time doing the Diamond Casino Heist. But for those of you who need to make money and grind before the new DLC comes out, if the Diamond Target is like a target you can get all week long, it's definitely worth it to buy an arcade while it's on sale and getting that heist done, because you can make a crap ton of money with Diamond being the primary target. Let's move down to luxury autos, where we do have the Ubermacht Niobe and the Overflawed Pippa Strella. Nothing too special, but of course two pretty good cars, honestly, but I wouldn't really suggest buying them again with the DLC coming next month. They aren't that much of a game changer that I would suggest spending the big bucks right before DLC. Moving on down to Simeon's, we have a few interesting cars here, like this one here, the Emperor RT1 or whatever it's called. It's a really cool looking car. Looks like a really, kitted out street racing car. Based off some type of Lexus, I'm assuming, or Toyota. I'm not sure. But definitely looks pretty cool, man. It cost just under $1 million. I believe it was one of the vehicles that was on sale. Yes, it was. So this vehicle is on sale. Honestly, nothing really too much going on in Simeon's, though. The only vehicles I would really suggest getting out of all of these here is that Emperor vehicle we saw right there, and then the Benefactor Serrano, which is going to be the yellow vehicle just behind me. Of course, I'm just visually showing you all the vehicles at Simeon's, but this one here, the Benefactor Serrano and that Emperor vehicle, the blue one, the yellow one and the blue one, let's make it simple. The yellow car and the blue car are the only two that I really would suggest getting, but even them, they are good cars and they don't cost too much, but they're not, again, much of a game changer to the point I would suggest buying them a month away from a DLC. To be honest, man, I would suggest staying away from all these vehicles that are on sale besides the F-160 Raiju Jet and the weaponized Ignis, especially if you're on next gen. The weaponized Ignis has HSW upgrades on it, but everything else, man, it's really not anything too crazy to really, spend your money on, especially with a DLC right around the corner. So I would honestly stay away from everything at Luxury Autos, everything at Simeon's. I would stay away from everything except the F-160 Raiju Jet and the weaponized Ignis. Now, moving down to your salvage yard, there's not really a point in covering this. I don't know anybody who still does these unless the vehicles are claimable, and as you can see, none of them are claimable this week. I don't remember the last time I did a vehicle robbery that wasn't claimable, so, there's that. And on screen now is the location of your time trial. These, of course, do pay you $100,000. I suggest doing these every single week because if it is, it's free money. It's easy money. It takes like 2 minutes. And now let's find the HSW time trial location for the next gen players. I think we passed it. Here it is. So this is the location for your HSW time trials. Now, that pretty much wraps up today's video. Now, I did just want to make some final points, and in the background, I just have, these are just the businesses that are on sale. I'm just going through the upgrades that are all, 30% off, as well as the businesses. So I'll just have that playing in the background. But I did just want to give some final thoughts on the Black Friday sales. I'm not saying that I don't want you guys to buy anything. I don't want you to watch this video and say, oh crap, I'm not going to buy anything. Because listen, man, there's a lot of really cool sales. There's a lot of really dope vehicles that are on sale, and some of them you should pick up because a big part of playing video games is buying things you like. But I do just want you guys to keep in mind, like I said earlier as a disclaimer, Rockstar does this often where, they know Black Friday is in the end of November and the big DLCs always drop in December. So, of course, they're going to put a lot of cool things on sale at the end of November, try to get you to spend all your in-game money. And then, when the new DLC drops, you have no in-game money. And that's when you run to go buy the shark cards, because now you want the new cars that are coming out with the DLC. Because you got to keep in mind, these DLCs, they drop with, 6 to 10 cars, sometimes more. Sometimes DLCs have had more. So you got to be prepared to have at least $20 to $30 million. If you want everything in a DLC, it's probably going to run you about $30 million. So just something to keep in mind before purchasing these Black Friday, sales. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like and subscribe. It takes 1 second of your time. And until the next one, peace out.